Welcome back to the AC Pulse, where culture meets critique and politeness gets dragged. I'm your host, Amanda Corrales, and today's episode is a love letter to the unbothered, the boundary setters, and the button pushers, because we're done shrinking, we're done nodding, and we're done clapping for crumbs. This one's called The Cost of Being Nice: Why Politeness is Killing the Arts. And if you've ever left a meeting feeling like you just got played for being grateful, this one's for you. Let's go. Today's episode is gonna ruffle some feathers, and I'm perfectly fine with that, because today we're talking about how politeness, niceness, and playing the game is literally killing artists, killing movements, and killing the future of art and culture. Being nice is costing us, and I'm done paying that price. This episode of the AC Pulse is sponsored by my unwashed aura, trademark, and the Google Doc titled "If I Die, Publish This First," written at exactly 3:04 a.m. in Aurora, Colorado, where the altitude's high and the rent is higher, and the spiritual downloads hit like a slap from Tyra Banks in Cycle 4. No guidance, no prep, just me, mismatched socks, an expired protein bar, and spirit screaming like Beyonce and Carmen, a hip opera, stop performing gratitude for crumbs. That's when I knew being nice is costing you equity. And baby, you've been overdrafting. So if you ever sat on your Denver porch whispering, maybe it's me, while staring into the abyss of your unpaid grants folder, this one's for you. This episode is powered by a corrupted LimeWire file, Ashley Simpson's backing track, and every unsent email that started with "per my last unpaid labor request." We're not being polite, we're being prophetic. Now, back to the show. So let's get real. How many times have you been in a room, in a meeting, on a call, where you swallowed your frustration, your critique, your truth, because you didn't want to be that person? You didn't want to be difficult. You didn't want to ruffle the feathers. You didn't want to sound ungrateful. So you smiled, you said thank you, you nodded, you agreed, and you took the crumbs. That's how they keep us small. They don't have to chain us down. They just teach us how to chain ourselves. Here's the real kicker. This entire nonprofit, grant-based cultural arts system relies on you being nice. And if you speak up, you're deemed too much. If you question them, you're entitled. If you ask for exactly what you deserve, you're then called demanding. Or better yet, the time again classic, you're difficult to work with. But when you stay quiet, they win. They keep the money, they keep the power, they keep the narrative, and they want your gratitude, not your truth. They want your compliance, not your critique. And I'm done being polite to people who are actively gatekeeping my community's future. This episode of the AC Pulse is proudly sponsored by Amanda Corrales, trademark CEO of telling you the truth, whether you asked or not. Born in Colorado, raised in the Denver arts trenches, spiritually advised by expired grant deadlines and 3 a.m. cosmic downloads, fueled by green chili, rage text drafts, and calling bigger than your nonprofit budget. She's not just the host, she's the problem, the solution, the business model, and the prophecy. Amanda Corrales, trademark. Available now in 3 iconic flavors. Crown Chakra, Crack Open, trademark. Burnt Out But Brilliant, trademark. And limited edition, Don't Play With Me, I'm from Aurora, trademark. Tired of being asked to tweak your tone? Amanda will tweak the system. Experiencing side effects of chronic niceness, passive-aggressive grant feedback, or being called intense in meetings? Talk to your guides about switching to Amanda Corrales, trademark. Side effects may include public charity, public clarity, revoked invitations, unexpected power, and the overwhelming urge to say nah to crumbs. Amanda Corrales, trademark. She's not performing gratitude, she's building a creative empire with emotional receipts and ancestral Wi-Fi. Now, back to the episode where liberation isn't optional, it's scheduled. And here is the cost. Every time we choose niceness over honesty, an artist loses access, a community loses resources, and a movement loses momentum. Because while we're busy being polite, they're busy preserving their system. We don't need to be nice. We need to be honest. We need to be direct. We need to be powerful. Because guess what? The people in power do not care how nice you are. They care about how easy you are to control. Courage looks like saying, this isn't working. This is not enough. This is extractive. This is manipulative. And this is not serving us. Courage is walking away from bad deals. Courage is saying no. When they tell you to play the game or this is how it works, courage is standing up and risking being too much because you refuse to be too little. And that's what we're doing here. We are done performing politeness. We are here to perform truth, integrity, and liberation. So to everyone listening, who has ever felt the need to shrink themselves in a meeting, at an interview, at an audition, in an application, I want you to remember, politeness will not protect you. Niceness will not sustain you. And gratitude is not a survival strategy. The people who changed the world were not polite and were not playing nice. They were relentless, they were unapologetic, and so are we. You've been listening to the AC Pulse. Stay loud, stay unbothered, and stay building. Well, that's a wrap on the cost of being nice. So the next time they tell you to tone it down, smile more, or just be grateful, remember, you're not here to be liked. You're here to be legendary. Huge love to our beat slayer, the Madam, for the sound that moves the message. And to Avant-Garde, the creative justice engine behind this podcast, where we don't just build platforms, we build power. Now, you've been listening to the AC Pulse. Until next time, stay loud, stay unbothered, stay building.